Very interesting, Joe Merrick. Okay, so this is an interesting tweet right here for sure, because surprised how few people have noticed that the kid in the Japanese trailer is playing his 3DS as he moves to Hawaii, then gets Pokemon Sun and Moon there. His follow-up to that is what happened to the region lock. The game shouldn't work. And that kind of made me wonder, like, wait, how does the region locking work on the 3DS? And after talking, he still says he'd be surprised if the game was region free. So I decided to do a little digging, because if you just kind of Google search for like region lock, let me get this in frame really quick. The region free 3DS games list, there's no games for it from what I've seen. Like, people asking questions, is there anything that's region free? The answers are just like no, and it's either like something about an exploit or a hack, because you have to do some kind of like bootlegging to make your 3DS region free. But it seems like there's nothing, like the entire system's region locked and no developers have made a region free game. But that makes it really weird when we watch the trailer. So it's the Japanese trailer. It's really obvious. His mom's like, hey, look, that's where we're living now. There's our new home. And he's flying from Japan to Hawaii, and he has the 3DS, and he's playing games on it. And then after that, we go and see that there's going to be him walking into the game store with Pokemon being launched that day. So obviously it's implied he went to the game store and picked up Pokemon Sun and Moon in Hawaii. So we don't see him buying the game. That's just stupid nitpicking right there, because there's no way he could have gone all the way back to Japan and come back and then started the game with his friends, because like this is him playing for the first time. This is also the other kids picking their first Pokemon for the first time as well. And he has the same red DS. So if we can get a nice little picture of it in frame. Yeah, red DS. So either like really weird stuff is happening, or the trailer flubbed, or we're going to have like the first region-free 3DS game in Pokemon Sun and Moon. So this does like lead to some weird plot holes for the trailer potentially. Like, it's not as simple as just being like, oh, he bought a new DS, or oh, we didn't see him buy the game or something like that. That's just like silly nitpicking. And then there's this one guy right here that says different languages, except not. Now, this was released to Japanese audiences, but a lot of people have seen it. It's been like spread throughout the world at this point, because it is the superior trailer. And now that we can see that Pikachu is here, this is their cultural norm. This is the Pikachu that they grew up with, because this is the Pikachu from Red and Green. This is him playing the Red and Green Japanese Virtual Console download of the first generation games, and then that's as he's coming up from Japan. So it's not like he already had a different language DS or something like that. And all we have to do is go over to Cerebi right here, and I need to go and switch this back. So what we see on Cerebi is yellow Pikachu, red and blue Pikachu, red and green Pikachu. Apparently this guy needs some help, because to me, I might just be speculating right here, this Pikachu looks like the Japanese one from Red and Green, because the Pikachu we all have for Red and Blue is like the more jumpy up Pikachu, and both of these are on trading cards. That's pretty cool. So that's where this starts to get even more interesting. Now, the next thing to talk about is like, what are the implications of this? Because we already know that they're introducing a new language for Pokemon Sun and Moon, that it's actually going to be playable in Chinese, which hasn't happened before. So they like made a huge announcement about having multiple languages. So is this going to be a global game, a universally distributed game that has all the language loaded onto it, and you can play it whenever and wherever? And that kind of seems like the theme of the game itself, because if we look at the North American, Europe trailer, the English trailer, we can see it actually follows the same storyline, that we're like moving in and then we're meeting new people, welcome to Paradise Cousin. So we're meeting family and stuff, and then we also have like our friend that runs up to us, who seems like the native dude, this kid right here. Well, the darker skinned kid is actually represented in the Hawaii as well. Like it's effectively the same story being told. Like, you have the local, you make friends, and you play Pokemon, and it also maybe sparks a bit of a rivalry as well. So there's like heavy storyline implications right here, that it's about global, it's about being connected, and I'm wondering if Game Freak is actually going to be making that leap. But again, let's get to the implications, because when we look at the UK trailer, available November 23rd, but when we have the North American trailer, it's available November 18th. So Europe's getting screwed over by this one. 5-day later release, and that means, especially like, I feel bad for European PokeTubers, because by this point, all the content's going to be out. Everyone's going to have uploaded their entire Let's Play by this point, and then you don't even get the game. But if it isn't region locked, then does it really matter? Also, I never put that back into the frame. There we go. Would it not matter? But the thing is, the DS itself is region locked, so I don't know if you can actually change that inside of the games, or if it just makes it to where the console isn't usable like that, or maybe there's going to be an update with Pokemon Sun and Moon, that since the 3DS I wouldn't say it's getting near the end of its life cycle, but what we do know about the NX is that it's a hybrid between console and handheld. So are they going to just have an update to where it's like, all right, no more region locking, since that'd be kind of silly to kind of lock out this game from any future sales, or kind of just ending its lifespan right there the second the NX comes out. Maybe something weird like that, but again, like, that means some mom and pop store in Europe or UK could actually sell the same version that's being distributed everywhere. What does that mean? We didn't get a Japanese release date as well. Then we go to the end of this, I'm pretty sure we don't know when the game is coming out in Japan, even though we actually got like the UK and North American releases for 18th and 23rd. So that could be interesting. Also, another thing that might not have been very apparent. So, since Joe Merrick made this tweet, I'm also going to plug the hell out of him and Cerebi. Like, I use Cerebi as my go-to website, but I went on the front page, and then we got to see the Xerneas distribution. And the Xerneas distribution, I already went and downloaded it, so go do that. If you're watching this video, you've made it this far into the video, leave a like, comment, tell me what you think. And also, go get yourselves a Xerneas. Just go to Receive Gift via internet, Shiny Xerneas. Will this mean that events will not be region, like, they're not going to be, like, different times at different regions and stuff? Because it always feels like Japan, they're going to get the event first, and then sometimes we might even never see it. Like, the Palkia Dialga event, they have their hidden abilities that was released for Japan, but we never saw that. I believe it was a Hoopa Movie event. I don't think we got, yeah, we did not get those, and now we're just finally getting our Shiny Xerneas and Yveltal, even though it's VGC format, VGC 2016, having a Shiny Xerneas that you could soft reset to get perfect IVs for and a perfect nature really fast is kind of very important. So we're like technically behind when it comes to competitive Pokemon in that, and like Xerneas is like the most staple Pokemon in VGC right now. Different discussion, but it kind of shows that we kind of get screwed over a lot. Also, there's generally just not like, there are those region locking. So if there's no region lock in the game, does that mean all the internet events will be given away at the same time? So it's about if you can actually get the code in your area. Will there be more just global events at the same time? Will there be more code events, which could get kind of sucky if you have to go to GameStop for every event, or you have to go to game stores or whatever Japan has and whatever your local equivalent is, just because that way you can actually get the code at the time you're supposed to be getting it. And I believe that there was also that one where a while ago there was a Pokemon that was given away through code, and it was only supposed to be for like Hong Kong, Singapore? I think it was Singapore. It was like a Singapore-only Pokemon, but it was a global code. So if you got the code anywhere, you could use it anywhere in the world at the same time, even though it was supposed to be localized. So we can see that there's either a crossover or a lockout. I'm wondering if the regional, unregion locked DS could actually do something about this. So that's very interesting, and the implications of this are kind of serious. So what's gonna happen? Is it like, yeah, that's the big comment down below. Is it just an oversight? Like, this is really weird though. Like, why would they have, like, did they, I don't know. They would have had to notice at some time during production that if they're playing red and green, unless this is actually just like green screened and just kind of post edited in there, which again doesn't make sense either. Actually, the bottom screen's blank, and I don't know. And then, like, they actually give all these kids, because I'm so envious of all these kids right here, because first off, they got to, like, see Pokemon Sun and Moon while this was going through production, and they also have a hands-on demo, at the very least, right here, of what's going on, like, the polished gameplay that we have up until this point. So, they got to play it, and at some point, they're like, oh, he has the Japanese, or they swapped out his DSs, but then they wouldn't have really mentioned anything like that. So at some point this would have had to come out through production, unless the game is really region free. What's gonna happen? So weird with the 3DS as well. Like, I can't get a solid answer. Google does not help. Everything is about cracking your 3DS to make it region free through like an SD card hack, or get it, I don't know, Cubic Ninja or whatever. And I guess that's where I'm going to use the end of this video, just kind of explain. I don't know anything about 3DS modding, hacking, whatever. All I have is like my, let me go grab it. All I have is my capture card, and I sent that in to get this like installed, but I don't have any kind of flash cartridge. I think, yeah, like the flash cartridge is what it's called. I don't have that. I don't have like Cubic, whatever, Ninja experience to like know how to mod that. I don't know how to like get the correct 3DS. I don't do any of that stuff, so I don't know what it really means, like what the implications are for a region free 3DS, or like how to remove region locking, or how the region locking even works. And I believe that the DS wasn't region locked, and then suddenly the 3DS was, and then people got upset about that. So I don't think there's any negative drawback. I don't think there's any negative reasoning behind this actually being a thing, if it is possible. I don't know about the possibilities of it as well, so that's why I wanted to do the Google search. Like, I used Google, guys. I still don't know. So if you do know, like, for certain, because DS hardware, or DS, like the software and the super limitations of this, say that it can't be. I think that's like super niche level of knowledge, so don't call me an idiot over this. I'm just trying to really make heads or tails of it and see simple error, something more. I don't know. I'm pretty much repeating myself right now. I just want to kind of go over that. That's why I was really cautious about this. I'm not trying to put words in Joe Merrick's mouth. I said, good observation. He still thinks it's unlikely, so, and like I tried to ask, and he's kind of busy. So I was like, I don't know what's going on here. Is this a thing? Is it cool? Hopefully, I don't look like an idiot. And I think that's the best way to end this video. Thank you guys very much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you all have a nice day. Hopefully, I don't look like an idiot.